If you shave your cooch, but not your booty hole, is that the same as a mullet?
My tongue out her ass and left. I'm on TV! Oh shit! First cops, now this? Oh.
Breaking news in the Sebastian Waindrake Rogers case. Well, kind of, sort of. Sebastian Waindrake Rogers is a 15-year-old boy that disappeared on February 26, 2024. He has since had a 16th birthday on December 7th. That's correct. It has been almost a year since Sebastian Waindrake Rogers disappeared from inside his locked Hendersonville, Tennessee home. Many people that have been following this case from the beginning know how cluttered this case has become with controversy, even almost a circus. The information and controversy surrounding the mom and stepfather and their story related to Sebastian Waindrake Rogers has come under heavy scrutiny by the public, both online and offline. The mom and stepfather have hired a team of people known for running interference in cases online, including an unscrupulous PI that says he knows a lot more than it appears that he knows. He states he knows who was in the vehicle at 3 a.m., spotted on a home surveillance camera that captured two lights coming from, allegedly, the backside of the PROUDFOOT home. Lights that appeared to come from the backside of the PROUDFOOT home and into a common area. Over the last month, we have heard a lot of information further damaging the credibility of the mom and stepfather. We learned that there were 5 CPS reports related to Sebastian Waindrake Rogers. We heard that they had been trying to find a new place for him to live as far back as October 2022. We have watched the chaos of the people that they have chosen to work with erupt on social media. And those people tell us that it's possible that Chris's truck was seen in the area on a Wi-Fi of some sort around the time allegedly Sebastian could have went missing. The stepfather maintains that his truck was there after 1 p.m. on the 26th and no such time prior to it. The stepfather then goes on a podcast and answers questions, which raise even more questions in the community. Furthermore, the unscrupulous PI hired by the mom and stepfather started manufacturing reports related to the view of the camera that spotted those lights on the outside of their home. And we're all wondering why he would do that. And those reports were debunked by the mob crew with receipts. Shortly after that, the stepfather is seen in the woods with other content creators recording a search where they took a spirit box with them. Other discussions, the stepfather believes that it's possible that Sebastian was hit by a car, even though there's no evidence ever pointing in that direction. I don't know any real true crime content creator that ever wants to think any parent could harm their child. It's not like we're seeking it out. But you know what hate channels say? Listen to this.
So, I have a question starting this subject. Why do you think the Lore Lounge is like so gun-ho? Like, he's even on Twitter kind of going at SF. Like, why do you think he's so gun-ho about this whole situation? Do you think it's...
You're not making any money unless you're after Chris and Katie, right?
Yeah, but it seems a little odd. Like, I just sat there and I was like thinking to myself, but this just doesn't make sense a lot of times.
Well, none of it makes sense. A lot of it don't make sense why these people are going after Chris and Katie. Because there's obviously not enough evidence. Yeah, but all these people are going against... I mean, they sound stupid because, I mean, they say all this stuff against Chris and Katie, I mean, about the different interviews and stuff like that. And I could say the same shit about Seth. I mean, their arguments are just stupid, in my opinion. But they feel like if they have, like I've said before, they're not going to make the story isn't there unless they have the boogeyman. So Chris and Katie have to be guilty or they don't have a story. If Sebastian was just lured out or abducted or whatever, there's no story there, right?
I can't believe that this panel of people would actually think that it is more popular for a mom and dad to have done it than it would be for a whodunit and everybody looking to figure out who it could possibly be. That is the most ludicrous thing I have ever heard in my life. People are interested in this case because of the twists and turn. Okay? That's what draws the audience in. And we're happy to have that audience to elicit information from. But to think that it has to be the mom and dad in order to get the audience attention, that couldn't be further from the truth. Look at the Idaho 4, a prime example. Sebastian deserves better than this. There is not a person on these platforms that wanted to be a mom and a stepfather that could have harmed anybody or could have disappeared anybody or could have done any type of custodial interference or whatever the case may be. Nobody ever wants to think a child is abused inside their beautiful home and the facade that some families create to hide the abuse. There's not one person on this platform that I think would ever want that for a click and a view. And if you do, you are what I classify as a monster. We're here to try to help this family get information and find their son. All these other idiots, I don't know what they're here for. What we do know as fact, however, is that Seth has been searching for his son ever since his son disappeared. Seth has publicly taken a polygraph. He has publicly produced his work records. This man has done everything he could possibly do, including working with the FBI, working with me to advocate for his son, calling on the national media, getting Nick the Hat and Dog the Bounty Hunter, and we're here with what from the mom and stepfather? Nothing for almost 10 months. Shoddy searches at best, working with an unscrupulous PI, felons, and including one searcher utilizing substances, illicit substances, while searching for their son. I have to say that this is the most highly disturbing part of this case, is the mom and stepfather's behaviors and actions since this boy has been reported missing. Again, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers has been missing since February 26, 2024. He has brown to dirty blonde hair, brown eyes. He stands about 5 foot, 5 inches tall. He weighs between 110 to 120 pounds, and again, last seen in Hendersonville, Tennessee. If you know where Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is, please reach out to 1-800-TBI-FIND, your nearest local law enforcement office or the nearest FBI office. Can you help find this boy? Do you have information as to where he is or what happened to him? Please call today. There is a $250,000 reward for any information leading to his whereabouts or the successful prosecution of those responsible for his disappearance. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment here on this video. God bless each and every one of you. All I gotta say is wow, wow, wow. If we have a little lag, it is because I am doing some things behind the scene that might be pulling some of the lag on this cheap Wi-Fi. It's been very frustrating to say the least, but here we are, right? So Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers disappeared from inside a military guarded home, okay, with an MMA fighter. And for those people out there that says, oh, it was just a rumor about MMA fighting, I heard that from Seth directly. That Katie was trained in MMA fighting. This is not a rumor I am hearing, first and foremost. Secondly, yes, Chris Proudfoot is completely unhinged. And the reason why is we read their behavioral and psychological profile, and we know he has a need to control, right? And we know he has a need to control a narrative. And when things are out of control for him, what does he do? He threatens and does dirty stuff like lying on affidavits for POs and stuff like that. And actually had his fired PI doing the exact same playbook, unscrupulous playbook, as filing something in California. First of all, there's things called jurisdiction. Okay, that means when you haven't been in a state, they have no jurisdiction over you, no personal jurisdiction. If you've never done business in that state, they have no subject matter jurisdiction. Okay, you actually have to be in a state or visit a state or do business in a state for them to have any freaking jurisdiction over you. Otherwise, it's got to be in the state that they're in. So let's talk about jurisdiction, because apparently there's a Yahoo out there that likes to beat on children and then act like he's a freaking lawyer scholar. Okay, and that's just not how it works over here in the real world. Now, maybe in the deluded world where everybody's patting you on the back and saying, oh my God, we feel so bad that you can't seem to find a child that was locked inside your home, right? But it's sure funny that this man has 2, 3, 4, 5 hours on a Tuesday? A Tuesday? To sit here and talk shit about people but not advocate for his missing son that he allegedly loves so much, calling everybody else an artard. Didn't he call his stepson an artard? Didn't he tell Katie, you have an ultimatum, it's either him or me, and then poof, this child just goes up in smoke, right? So let's listen to some of this, because this man here that says that I like to threaten people when I've never made a threat on my channel ever, except to execute my constitutional rights. That's the only threat I've got. I'm sorry. That is, the Constitution is what it is, right? But everybody's allowed to have an opinion unless it's against them, and then it's ready to take them out and punch them in the face and, F them, or I wouldn't F them with somebody else's Peter, this is appropriate language when you're trying to advocate for a boy. It seems to me that you are helping a lot of the lawsuits going on. And as I predicted, it's only going to be a matter of time. This family is going to be broke, paying for all these attorneys, doing all this nonsense. They're going to be bankrupt in the next 2 years, not because I've done anything to it. I'm not suing them, right? They're the ones lying on affidavits, not me. So clearly they're willing to give their PI, which I think it's the PI that gave them the this map toward. I can just say that I don't think the appellate court's going to be look too happy upon all of these latest videos of threats to people, especially when we can hear people saying, hey, choke on a shotgun, right? Those are inappropriate responses for a stepfather or any parent that's missing a child. And apparently the billboards triggered him. So he demanded that at night, and Seth, and threatened Seth again, right? He's going to see Seth tomorrow. Well, we'll see about that. To take the billboards down. So I want to make sure that everybody out there in the ether knows that if any, which I don't think at night would ever bow down to threats, especially the types of threats that they have. And it sounds like he's begging for another lawsuit now that he's spreading around misinformation as the one that reached out to the parole officer, one of the people on his team. Let's remember that. One person on his team. We know that there's several people on their team that coordinated together and conspired to try to throw yet another content creator in jail because they spoke out against Christopher Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot, which I think are pieces of shit, by the way. And I think that they harm this child, and I have a right to say that on my platform. We do have a constitution in the United States of America, and I have freedom of press and freedom of speech, and I'm going to exercise it any damn time I feel like it. So there is that. Thank you, Tracy. There is that. So let's listen to this man threaten BJ. Not only threaten her, but threaten her children. Yes, he did. He sat there and said, I'd be worried about your own children, right? That's a threat. That's a threat in the context that he was providing these. And quite frankly, I think Brittany J needs to go out and immediately file a complaint with the police officer. Do not lie under oath. If they give you an opportunity to get a restraining order, I would go down the proper do not lie and do not do sneaky, underhanded shit like these pieces of shit do. But I would definitely start doing something to protect you because what I just heard were actual threats. And it's so funny. All these people can get on their panels and talk about how they wish they could beat somebody up, right? We actually proclaim for no violence, right? When you go over to channels that have ski masks as their logo, does the ski mask look like it is, a person trying to stop crime? Or somebody that likes to partake in crime? I think those are the first things that you need to ask yourself. He also sat there and dogged everybody for things that happened years ago, right? But you got a stalker that just got sued, had to do an agreement with her boyfriend's new pregnant girlfriend to keep her away from him. Otherwise, she was going to get a protective order against her lawfully and legally. She couldn't have that. So they negotiated on an agreement, which basically is going to say, you stay away from me, I stay away from you. That's about it. So we definitely know we have active people committing crimes in their organization. And then we have people that have passed, redeem themselves, and focus on the Lord. The man that was there is not the Lord. Let's listen to some of the threats that he liked to put out there.
Are we on the show?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So I heard you talking about Brittany J, right?
Yeah.
That bitch couldn't get fucked if she ran through a field of dicks backwards.
Why is it appropriate for a stepfather missing a child from his home, not somebody else's home, his home, with his piece of shit wife? Why is it okay for a child to disappear from his home and he's always talking about sex? You notice that? It seems like he's more inclined to want to get laid than search for his stepson, in my opinion. In my opinion. This is inappropriate. We just went through a behavioral and psychological profile, and he just came out here and just solidified that. And I'm planning on putting this entire transcript in the system. We also identified in that behavioral and psychological profile how ironic it is that he needs to control, run the narrative, and how he always threatens people
that don't agree with him with bodily harm. And yet again, here we go again. He threatened yet another woman with bodily harm. He thinks that he can intimidate his way through life. He thinks that as long as he shovels money this way and shovels money that way and takes care of everybody, he's going to just be okay. Because that's what mommy's done for him his entire life. The level of vulgarity. Does that sound like a person that's looking for a child? What, Seth ain't going through it? You guys saw the nasty, vile creatures that, and by the way, the reason why nobody wants anything to do with, I don't think he realizes those are drama channels. Those people have never covered true crime in their life unless it involved Bullhorn Betty, right? They've never covered a case. They've never provided one scintilla of information that was factual or accurate on any case that they've ever covered because they were too busy covering me and dogging me. They never had to get any facts right. Well, now they have this stepfather, this piece of shit, in their back pocket for props, right? He also had something to say about everybody else. Oh, we're all grifting. But they bounced from one channel to Queen's channel so Queen can get some clicks and views too and get some profit. Because it wasn't just fair that Chlamydia had Chris on her channel. Don't you know? They got to spread the wealth around, right? She had 2,000. Queen needed her 2,000 today, right? She needed it. And I think it's appalling. And he tells people to get to work. Well, the difference is I could go out and get a job at any law firm, any insurance company, any place I choose to get a job from. These people, if they left YouTube, they wouldn't even be hired for a Slurpee machine. Literally wouldn't even be hired for a flippin' Slurpee machine. Yet they're saying that Nick's some type of felon, but yet he's running a huge organization or working for a huge organization. When he never skipped a beat. You know what? He took his oath as a journalist seriously. And he protected his source. That's what he really went to jail for protecting his source. If you want to break it down and put it in bite-sized pieces, that's definitely more integrity than chasing somebody with a tire iron to beat the brakes off of them. You have one type of criminal and you have violent criminals. And he's surrounded himself with violent criminals and people that like to shove stuff up their nose and shoot it in their veins. Those are the types of people he has associated himself while he's criticizing us. Baby, I can just say this. They can keep those pieces of shit over back in the drama channel, keep scratching their head wondering why is there so much drama? Well, until you quit associating with the drama, you're going to keep getting the drama. They ain't true crime, boo. You all know this. They ain't true crime. Right? They ain't true crime. They'll never be true crime. They don't have what it takes. And they don't do anything. They're too self-absorbed and too greedy to help another person. Unless it benefits them. And the only time they help anybody is their own clan. They've never posted a flyer. They never funded a flyer. The only thing they do is have their hand out and beg for it to be filled up. If that's not a freaking grift, I don't know what is. Meanwhile, the real people out here, true crime, are getting it right. And you know what? That chlamydia chick was sitting there plugging stuff in. So AI, that's why I said when I plug stuff in, it's going to be raw. It's not going to be manipulated. It's not going to be biased. She's trying to use, listen to what AI is saying right behind the scenes. Well, you can manipulate AI to say whatever you want to. That's why I'm going to show my receipts. You know, we'll let the dirty be dirty, but we're going to show our receipts. So let's just keep going. Let's listen to how this stepfather advocates for his missing stepson.
With her ass cheeks spread wide the fuck open. So you can play that shit for that bitch to hear.
This is a woman he's never met that has some type of opinion about him. She's not allowed to have her opinion. Chris is allowed to have his opinion of her, but she's not allowed to have her opinion. Otherwise, it's doom and gloom and suck on a shotgun, right?
Oh, don't worry.
You really want to fucking know. She ain't had her fucking feelings crushed, but I'll do my minimum to fucking destroy her.
Too bad this man can't talk, but yeah, he's the one that drafted a family plan. By the way, when a child's missing, that family plan is non-existent. When a child's deceased, that family plan's non-existent. So I'm pretty sure that childhood, whatever plan, family plan, whatever, is probably unenforceable because, Katie had an ultimatum and I guess she made her choice, right? So we are in this situation because of the choices Katie as well as Chris have made.
Her fucking feelings. Because quite honestly, that bitch needs to close her fucking mouth before she can stuff a whole goddamn turkey in it and choke on a fucking chicken leg on the way down. And hell, by doing it, she might actually do something good for her kids and her husband.
Oh, so now he knows her life because her life is clearly not as fucked up as Chris's. But somehow or another, he's got to try to bring her down to his level because he ain't low enough, right? Beating on children, pulling up allegedly at 3 to 4 a.m. when he was asleep by himself, home alone, right? And wasn't that the same thing as his wife's alibi? Wasn't that the same thing as, oh, yeah. Oh, you mean to tell me out of 3 parents, only one has a rock solid alibi, was on film in a jail, and has key cards? Huh. Imagine that. Nothing to see over here, y'all. Nothing to see over here, except if you want to hear Chris threatening people, right? And threatening to do bodily harm to people, well, then you come to the right place. This is the Bullhorn Betty channel, and we like to expose dirty-ass people, and especially, moreover, dirty parents that like to hurt their children, allegedly, and in my opinion.
So fuck that bitch. I'm sitting tired of listening to this fucking bitch run her mouth about me, my wife, my family.
Let's put a bet on it. How many people, by the show of ones and twos, how many people feel that Brittany J might get a PO and have to be forced to Tennessee? How many people? One to two, right? That she's going to get this OP filed against her. 2, she's going to be the one that files against him. Or 3, he doesn't got the balls, right? Isn't that what he always tries to say about Seth? He ain't got the balls. I'd love to see this and I'd love to see that. And I'm going to talk to him and no, right? So who is the one that's out here threatening all these people? Well, I remember on June 25th when I was in Tennessee, on actually June, I think it was June 19th, June 20th, June 22nd, I was threatened by Chris Proudfoot. I was threatened that if I'm in the streets, he's going to run me over. And then a cop pulls me over on the 25th, and lo and behold, there's his father-in-law that, was going to take a baseball bat to Nina's head, circling my car. Sure sounded like action behind those threats to me. Sure sound like threats were being realized at that moment. So I think I have a reason for being angry and upset. But this, he's going after publicly threatening bodily harm to yet another content creator. Oh, by the way, he just lost his grace this one time. We've never seen this behavior. We never seen this on Web Sleuths. We never seen this on Smiley Stories World. We didn't see this outside of the courthouse either, right? All of this is just it's just a delusion in our brains that this is the first time Chris is just let loose, right?
Anybody else out there, when that bitch she ain't fucking no angel. She ain't no goddamn perfect person. Fuck her.
Yeah, but she ain't missing a kid. And her kid isn't presumed dead at this moment either. Right? Right, audience? Her kids are not missing. Whether she makes her man happy or not, it's not her child missing. It's not her child that is a national story. It's his. It's his stepson. It's not BJ. It's not Bullhorn Betty. It's just them. The trash that Sebastian had to deal with. Do you know he told his counselors he couldn't understand why his mama hated him? Or he thought his mama hated him? Something to that effect. Did you know that? Oh, but they're the parents of the freaking year.
I Can't argue any of that you just
And anybody
said.
that fucks with her can fuck off too.
Hey, BJ. Hey, Brittany J. I like effing with you. I like effing with you, girl. So I guess I'm one of those people that can F off. I wonder if he was talking directly to me. Does he know that he's got a protective order? That any type of, contact with my people constitute a violation of that too? Huh. I wonder what my attorney's got to say about all this.
I agree.
So sick and tired of listening to this fucking bitch.
Do you guys think this is the first time Chris has talked about a woman like this? Raise your hand if you think this is a common practice for Chris. Number 1, if you think this is, yes, you think this is a common practice for Chris. Put me a number 2 in the chat if no, you do not. I'm a 1. You know what we just saw here? We saw here a man that cannot control his behavior. A man that gets angry and loses his shit. When he can't control a narrative or control somebody's speech, he wants to threaten them with bodily harm. I want you guys to understand what you are hearing. You're hearing him intimidating people because he doesn't like what's coming out of their mouth. You think that's right in America? I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, and we're going to twist his words around. I'm not twisting shit. I'm playing it just as it is. No need to twist here. He did that all by himself. All I got to do is sit back and play and just stop a little bit here and a little bit there and just commentate over. That's all I got to do. I don't have to twist words. I don't have to tell you, oh, he said this, but he meant this. That's what they do. We let you decide what you're hearing.
Well, you have officially made my computer stall with the chat going wild.
Sorry, everybody. I apologize, but I'm just sick and tired of listening to this fucking bitch.
I wonder if that's what he said about me before he lied on a affidavit. Because remember, he wanted the gag order. He wanted them to shut me up. He didn't ask him for anything else but to shut me up. Stop talking. I fought for your constitutional rights, and I'm going to unlawfully take them away from you.
Yeah, and I've said some shit about her before, and I don't give a fuck if she stood in front of my goddamn face. I'd say it right to her fucking face again.
Me.
I bet he wouldn't say it to my face. I'm just saying. It's a violation of a protective order. I'd love him to say something to my face. I want to see the man in orange. I mean, the orange he was wearing in that courtroom the first time I went in there just didn't do me justice. I'd like to see a full head to toe. A full head to toe. But he'd rather threaten Seth. He'd rather threaten innocent Brittany J. He'd rather threaten Hong, right? He loves to brag that his PI is doing the same unlawful stuff he's doing. Like he's in this delusion where he thinks that this is really going to fly. Like we're taking this stuff to the appeals court and the Supreme Court if need be. I mean, I don't understand. He may have pool around Sumner County, but that's about it. Out there in the real world, you got to deal with real world consequences, especially perjury and lying under oath. There's going to be a time and a place where he's going to have to answer to all of this as well as all of them.
Too, with pleasure.
Now, what I will say is instead of her sitting here trying to grift and make money and shit, you should probably learn how to pay your fucking bill like your fucking property tax bill.
Oh, you mean like Queen Bee couldn't pay her auto insurance? Oh. You mean how she stole from all of her people and grifted and bought her daughter a car? Oh. Interesting. I really think he's starting to deflect. I actually think he's looking at his team as he's trying to point the finger at everybody else. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Bill that you still ain't fucking paid. Yeah, you want to go real life? I'll go real life, bitch.
Oh, so you don't mind doxing people, but you're complaining about everybody doxing you, and we didn't dox you to let you know. You know who doxed your home address? Nick Barris. That's who doxed his home address. You guys want to know who doxed it? It's Nick Barris. He's the one that put his address on paper for everybody to see. Oh, and by the way, do you know that Chris went into the house? Remember, we knew that he had told all the cameras to quit recording his property that first day, February 26th. Well, do you also know that he told law enforcement that they could not question Katie the very first day? This is what Nicole wrote. She wrote, "Hey, Chris Proudfoot, is it true on February 26, 2024, when you arrived in the midst of all the chaos happening after your stepson was reported missing, that you kept your wife from being questioned any more by the cops? Is it true you legit said you aren't questioning my wife to LE? You keep talking BS on YouTube, and I will keep firing truth missiles at you. Your move. Ready for some more truth?" And that is from Nicole. I don't know if you guys can see that. No, you guys can't see that. Let me see if I can put it up in front of me. Seems like it's drowned out by the light, but it's from Nick. She's on X, and her name's Nicole Goforth. Goforth. Nicole Goforth. So I thought that was interesting. I didn't see how they even agreed to let, what does it say? Hold on. To let F go there at all. I don't know what F means. He said today that no one is getting near her. I don't think he's going to have much of a choice here after a while. I mean, at some point, law enforcement is going to have to shit or get off the pot or move this on over to the FBI or TBI. I mean, it just can't drag on forever. Or maybe they wanted to drag. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Sumner County. All I know is that in Layla Santinella's case, this time they had law enforcement in her area has already done 5 or 6 targeted searches in her case at this time in her case. And we've had 1 week from Sumner County. I don't know anything other than to tell you what's happened in other cases, and compare it to this case and wonder if, law enforcement might be dropping the ball somewhere, whether they're working, whether they dropped the ball too much at the beginning that they can't make up the mistakes that they made. I don't know. Everybody's wondering why these people aren't in jail. I don't know. Because we have abuse, but it sounds like for whatever reason, there's insiders and outsiders in Sumner County, right? And he must be an insider. So I don't know. I can only tell you what I see and what I hear.
Try to look your ass up.
Well, she says that's okay. So, I mean, I'm just saying, she does say that. When it comes to Queen and her children and me and mine, it's okay.
Oh, who was the one that started doxing children in the first place? I think a lot of people have been around Queen long enough to know how dirty that bitch is. How truly nasty and dirty that woman is and what lengths she's willing to go. So I don't want to hear cry me a river, build me a bridge. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I have never done anything. The worst thing I've done is I was talking about her multiple arrests, her multiple felonies on my channel. And somebody sent me some photos, and just live, I put those photos up. I didn't even realize those were, that there were kids there. I had just received them. The channel was going crazy, and I put them up. That's the worst thing. I never named them. I never told what school they go to. I didn't even look in that hard into it until somebody's screaming, "Oh my God, you doxed our children!" Well, if it's on a public profile, it's on a public profile. It's out there in the ether. If you don't want your crap out there in the ether on public platforms that can be pulled by reporters and everybody else, lock your stuff down. I had to lock mine down. You should have seen what they did to my channel. They went through everybody. They started calling my pastors from multiple churches that I went to. That's from Queen Bee and her team. So I don't even want to hear the, oh my God, I'm a victim now. You started it. You started all this shit years ago. Don't be complaining now because you're getting some of that back. Oh, no. Oh, no. There are so many ways to keep your stuff private for only you and your people. And if you're a private person, I suggest you exercise some of those settings. Because when it comes to people like me, I have freedom of the press, and I'm going to use that freedom of the press. Period. There is no duty of privacy when you're posting publicly. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Well, guess what? I can do it to her kid and the other 3 fucking kids that she ain't got control of.
Oh, well, what about the one child you had control of? And I'm speaking figuratively here, right? What about the one child he had in his care? He can't even tell anybody where he went. What about that one child he had in his care? He's worried about somebody else's children? Well, it sounds like they're safe and everybody knows where those children are. Where's Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers? I bet you the man can't say anything about that, can he? I bet you he can't.
It's like, yeah, bitch, you want to dig into somebody's past, make damn sure that they don't play the game better than you.
Ain't nobody play that game better than Bullhorn Betty and team. Just saying.
Make sure that they don't.
If I wanted to do it, I could throw so much shade on every single drama channel out there. If I really wanted to come with I don't get into it. Do I have the stuff? You damn right I do, because I don't know which person's going to cross the line or who needs to be sued next, but it's my right to sue and be sued.
Find your fucking exes and can get the dirt on you, bitch, and can spread it across God knows how far. Sometimes it's best you just shut the...
Let me ask you guys something. Does it sound like he's scared of women? Put a 1 in the chat if he sounds like he's scared of a female. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't think he's scared of any female, that he seems like he can handle himself. I think Sonya, well, I wouldn't put this on Sonya, but I think Bullhorn Betty needs to go to Teespring and make I survived CP, right? I survived CP. Or put I survived Edgar, right? I survived Edgar. I bet you a lot of people would, because I mean, we're still trying to survive the POS. Maybe that's what I need to do. Put I survived. I survived. We'll send 1 to Nina for free.
Fuck up, pray your little prayers, grift your little fucking money, and move the fuck on instead of fuck out of everybody else's business.
This is a public interest case. You see how he acts when he can't control anything? He loses his stuff. He has no self-control. This man literally has no flippin' self-control. When he gets angry, he starts popping off, and we're right here to listen because we know there's something in here that's leakage. We know that there's something in here that's leakage. We know another thing. He didn't really give a rat's ass about Sebastian today, did he? It's pretty indicative of his relationship with his stepson.
I can't argue anything.
Can I get an amen?
There we go.
Amen.
Amen. Can this bitch shut the fuck up? Hey, I don't know, but one day we're gonna hope she does. Oh my God, she's a fake fucking Christian. Oh my.
That dude has lost his coconuts. Not only should he not be around children, I don't think he's safe to be around anybody. He is losing his stuff. Like he ain't right. We knew he wasn't right when we started getting into this case, but we definitely know this man is a very unstable human being. And Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers was around this knucklehead. Mama Dukes, thank you. God bless you. Deanna, stay safe, Betty. Prayers for tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you, Betty, for all you do. Love you. Love you too. Southern Charm, thank you for being the newest member of this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket and your padded room. Welcome aboard. It's a bumpy ride. It's a bumpy ride. Girl Mom says, at court tomorrow, can you just walk in singing I Feel Pretty, Oh So Pretty from the movie Anger Management? I watched that. That was funny. Oh, stop my car in the middle of the bridge, start singing. Oh, that was hilarious. I needed that.
Oh, God. Go to the fucking church, you fucking psycho bitch.
I think if this man went to church just once, I can tell you know what? I asked Karen. I told her, Chris must not go to church. They must not be churchgoers. Look what they're wearing. This is the best clothes they've got. Like, they're wearing their best clothes to freaking court. And I could tell you that it doesn't look like they've ever been to any church I've ever seen. They have no church clothes. Church clothes equate to court clothes. Let's be honest. And it's not called overalls or a mullet, which reminds me.
If you shave your cooch, but not your booty hole, is that the same as a mullet?
Just saying. Just saying. He got rid of the mullet. Last time I was at court, I didn't see the mullet. I didn't see the mullet at all. Oh, we got show poodles. It's nice to see you. 3 months. God bless you, babe. Thanks for being around, and thank you for the lovely support. Love you too, Love Bug. Grave Crime with Grace says prayers tomorrow, and Sebastian Strong. I'll tell you, I'm walking into the lion's den. I walk into the lion's den every time I come here. And that's okay. That's okay. I feel like I got a great legal team, and whatever happens, happens. Everybody's going to have to be responsible for their action and or inaction, in my opinion. Everybody. Everybody.
The fucking dogs in the background got me.
And I'm sure I'm going to catch hell for this, but I really don't give a fuck either.
Hell for
Because people that have no control over themselves, they compound their issues over and over and over and over. He's compounding his own issues. When all this dust settles, let me just put this in perspective. Even though he thinks that they are so smart and smarter than law enforcement, at some point, what they did to Sebastian's going to come up, allegedly, is going to come up and bite them in their rear end. And all of this right here is going to be put on for the world's show, because it's all evidence. It's all evidence. We know that they use content from these shows, especially parents that's under investigation. Do you think that law enforcement, I can tell you law enforcement is going to see it because they're going to be force-fed it. I'm sending it to the FBI and TBI. All of it. The last 2 weeks since 4/2 of this month to today is all going to TBI and FBI and Sumner County. And we're going to figure out, why is Chris allowed to threaten people and throw people in jail for filming? He can threaten with bodily injury. Bodily injury. And you say you're going out in the woods to use a machete out there in the woods to cut down brush, you're going to jail. But meanwhile, he can say all of this nasty stuff to anybody, anytime he damn well pleases, but let somebody tell him. He's going to show them. He's going to show them, all right.
From who, though? That's the thing. From who? From who? The green team? The all magnificent at-night media? Who fucking cares, man? Fuck y'all. Like, for real, fuck y'all. If y'all were serious, all of us would be sitting in the courtroom instead of just...
Well, guess what? And guess what, you fat-ass home motherfucker? Got news for you. I still ain't got my goddamn papers that you're going to sue me.
Does this man not know clearly, just by his stepson's case, the wheels of justice move a little bit slower than we would all like. Just saying.
Still ain't got him.
He probably is drunk on a
You gonna sit here and tell me
Tuesday.
your reward's not fake? Well, then guess what, dog? Hey, bitch, you pussy! You said you were kicking in my door.
Sounds like he can handle himself, doesn't it? He doesn't mind throwing threats around. He doesn't mind cussing people out. And remember, we told you about this Chris here out in front of that courthouse, and that he tried to lie. Don't forget, Chlamydia and Scarecrow were standing right next to all of this happening, but they lied to their audience, didn't they? They sure lied to their audience about what happened there because it didn't go with their narrative. But yet, all the people on the 5th floor, the 4th floor, the 3rd floor, and the 2nd floor were all looking out the window. So there's many witnesses of the real Proudfoot Bowersock family in full force outside of that courthouse. If anybody would like to do a public records request that's in Tennessee, I would definitely recommend you guys doing a public records request for those cameras on the outside of that courthouse. Do us all a favor, get those by public record, and you guys can discreetly send it to me. I'm very confidential. If they have audio on them, that would even be better. But if somebody knows how to do records requests, now's the time. Now's the time. And remember that there is no duty of privacy on the outside of that building. So there should be no reason why public records don't extend to those cameras out there. Just saying.
My door's still fucking
4-2. 4-2. When did it happen? 3:30, 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
I think it was around 3:30, 4 o'clock. It might even have been, I would do probably from 2:30.
We weren't in court very long.
We weren't in court very long at all.
So probably before 3. I would think.
Yeah, I would say get from about 2:15 to 3:15. 2:15 to 3:15. But I would definitely start pulling some record requests if you guys got the ability to. And make sure it's sent here. I'd love nothing more than to play and put that conversation from Queen Bee's channel out here and saying, yeah, you know, my mom, if I ever talked to her that way, she wouldn't have any problem whipping my, well, she didn't whip your butt there, but she sure had your finger slapped dead in her face, being a disrespectful little prick. And that's what he was being, a disrespectful little prick. You know? And that's his MO. When he doesn't get his way, he flips a lid, he loses his stuff, which is indicative of that behavioral and psychological profile. No? We just read it yesterday. Did we read some this morning? I think we read some this morning too. No, we did it last night. We went through the stuff. And I heard this fat cow here. She was sitting there manipulating AI to say whatever she wanted to say as loudly as possible behind Chris. Yes, you can manipulate AI if you want. And like I said, you guys are going to see step by step of exactly what I put in because I refuse to manipulate it. I want the real answers, not what I want it to say. That should tell you all you need, that they have to manipulate AI to say something just to put their point across? Cut it out.
stands and the opportunity's right there. Walk through it, motherfucker.
Sounds like he's scared, huh? Sounds like he's so scared. Sounds like he's so scared. Sounds like he's a pompous asshole that thinks he's a tough guy, that thinks he can push little people around because he's a tough guy. I've been beat by men like him. I put men like him on the ground for beating me. He does not scare me. He will never scare me. I don't care if he takes me out. Because you know what Sumner County's going to do? Sumner County's going to wait until he hurts somebody before they act. That's what they're going to do. They're going to allow somebody to get injured or killed at his hands, probably more so than what has already happened in his household, before they actually do something about it. How many more people does he have to publicly threaten with bodily harm before they take action? I'd like to know that. Are they going to wait until he hurts somebody? For real? For real?
No, that's. I wish, whatever. Uh, it's.
Oh my God.
It's a fucking joke. You
Full
know what
score,
I mean?
thanks for the
Oh, it's a
truth.
whole damn joke.
We
Because Doc
support
showed
you.
up to go to his
She's
son's
a
wedding.
faith Christian.
And I know the exit he passed. Bitch, you were 15 minutes from my house. You couldn't detour?
Oh, so now he's egging on people coming to his house. I thought he had a problem with it. I'm so confused here. Nobody pays him attention, and then he starts chewing people out and calling them pussies, calling him this, calling him that, calling him artard, calling him a whole host of names, saying he's going to do this, come step to me, right? Oh, but he's scared. He's scared for his life, don't you know?
Shit.
He could have.
No, he wouldn't have.
I'm saying he could have, but
No, he
they
can't.
have.
His senile old ass can't fucking figure out how to drive.
Oh my God.
Because if he's got my address, he knows where to
Code
find
red
me.
on Chris rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor
Just like the rest of
laughing.
you.
You hear that? Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. They're plugging whatever they want in. They think this is funny. A 15-year-old boy disappeared. He's now 16 years old. He hasn't been home in 15 months, and they think it's a joke and it's time to threaten people because they put billboards up. And like I said, I'm happy to join at night in contribution for these billboards because I do not do well with intimidation. Actually, intimidation just does the exact opposite to me. It does the exact opposite to me.
Motherfuckers out there. Woo! Enough is enough.
The man cannot control his behavior. He has no self-control. Let me ask you, do you think that this kind of knucklehead right here that's losing his shit every time somebody says boo, what is he doing to Sebastian when Sebastian says boo? What kind of language is he using towards Sebastian when he gets hot-headed? Because he clearly can't control himself. He has no self-control. None.
Tired of being nice to people. I'm tired of playing by their same bull.
When has this asshole ever been nice to a damn person? Can somebody answer me? When have we ever seen this man nice? This man has commanded everything since out the gate. Let's not forget, since the very first day this child went missing, him going out there and commanding and demanding the news crews take their cameras off his home. He walks in there and tells Katie to shut her mouth. When he can't control something, he tries to intimidate control. Classic narcissist and psychopath, if you ask me.
Bullshit fucking rules. Tired of it.
But that's the thing. They don't have the same rules. You know what I mean?
Well, what they should have. That's right.
We don't have. You're right. We don't have the same rules because they can threaten anybody all day long with bodily injury and nothing happens to them. You come into town and tape something from your car with your own property on public roadway. Don't threaten a single soul. Don't even want to have nothing to do. Like, I don't want nothing to do with these people. I think they're scum of the earth. I wouldn't even want them in my presence. And so they can make all the bodily threats and harm that they want to make. But anybody that does a job professionally and realistically go to jail in Sumner County while the people casting those threats get support from Sumner County. Make that make sense. When is Sumner County going to put a stop to this? What is it going to take for Sumner County to do something with all of these threats and intimidations by their insider friend, Christopher Proudfoot? That's what I would like to know. Is it really going to take somebody being hurt by this man more than already has been? Let's not forget we're missing a child that's reported at least on 5 occasions that he was being abused by this man, allegedly and in my opinion. So at what point is Sumner County going to start helping other people from becoming another statistic or missing person at this man's hand? At what point is Sumner County going to step up to the plate and protect its citizens? Or are we just going to be waiting for another disappearance? I keep wondering. I guess the ball's in Sumner County's court. We'll see what they do.
They don't have a conscience. They don't have fucking morals. None of them.
I think most of us have morals here. That's why we're all here. I can tell you, I probably have more morals than this man does back in my 20s. Back in my 20s, when I was an absolute mess, I had more morals than he does to this day. The lying, conniving, cunning Christopher Proudfoot that thinks he can intimidate control over anyone and everyone. I take my power back. Nobody will ever control me like that again. Ever. Ever.
So I'm sure. Go ahead, Brittany, change your fucking title. Go ahead and change it. Because you probably got your fucking bitches listening.
Oh, they're in here.
Did he just call Bullhorn Betty a bitch? I think I have a restraining order against him. Or he has one against me, which goes both ways. Did he just call me a bitch in public? Isn't that indirect contact? At least that's what they try to say, right? He's drunk. He may very well be drunk. I mean, I don't know where on a Tuesday, since he works all the time, allegedly. I don't know how he could pull 3 hours. Don't worry. He's going over to Queen Bee's channel. Remember that. They got to share that grift. Oh, we got the father on here. Everybody's grifting but us. But hey, Queen Bee, do you want to do the party over at your house, over your place too, so you can get some clicks and views? Have you ever seen anybody come up on my channel for an interview and me say, "Oh, let's go over here"? No. Why? Because we're not in it for the clicks and the views. We're true crime. We're not drama. That's the difference. If you want to know why drama is creeping into this case, it's because Chris and Katie Proudfoot are over on the drama channels creating the drama that they can't stand. I know. Where does he have all this time? I thought he had to work and take care of his wife. I mean, it should be a lot cheaper now that he doesn't have a bottomless pit of his stepson. Isn't that what he called him? A bottomless pit? Couldn't understand why he's getting up in the middle of the night and stealing food from his own cupboards. It's odd.
I'm good. I'm glad they are. They go crawl in those fucking cellulite crevices all over her fucking body and fucking fester with her.
Ugh.
This is a man that's bigger than Hong, just about as big as Cluminati, talking about somebody else's weight, with his big old fat cow of a wife.
Damn.
Chris, on contrary, let's go fishing, Chris.
Your husband tells you to go to the fucking gym as a suggestion. No, bitch. That's your husband saying, you ain't attractive enough to fuck.
Why is somebody else's life any of his business when he has a missing child he should be advocating for? I have never in my life, in the history of me being on this platform, ever heard this kind of language from any other missing person child's family. Ever. This is a first for the true crime community. It's like, how low can you go? And you know what he's doing? He's antagonizing law enforcement, and he's letting law enforcement know, F you are never going to catch me and my wife because we are too smart. We're smarter than you. That's what they're telling Sumner County without telling Sumner County. That's exactly what he's saying. Read between the lines. Allegedly, in my opinion.
I tried to tell her that, but...
Well, sometimes I gotta hear it from a guy. I don't know.
HELLLYEAAA.
Because I wouldn't fuck your nasty ass bitch ass anyways with cess fucking dick using a 3 fucking condom with a 20-foot fucking pole attached.
I don't think anybody would touch this man's you-know-what at all. If I ever saw his, it's coming off. Oft. OFT. Who talks like this? Who talks like this? Do you know that he has barely even mentioned, yet again, Sebastian's name? He has yet again not even acknowledged that he has a platform with 2,000 people and had an opportunity to show Sebastian's photo and ask people to help look for him and help spread awareness for Sebastian. He literally wants signs that are going up all over the United States of America to come down because he doesn't like what they say, because he thinks he can control that. And when he cannot, when he has no control, this is the product you get. How was Sebastian treated in that house when we see this kind of man? And seeing how he's probably doing that right in front of Katie, it seems like she condones his behavior. I can tell you this behavior, it's not helping him, and it's not helping her. And it's definitely not helping Sebastian. That's what I can tell you.
Damn, Brittany, that's bad.
At Cluminati at Cletus, please put this live on members only when you are done with your live so BJ won't use for content. We all know she is watching, but she don't need to use for her content.
You're so sick of hearing this shit.
BJ won't play this.
Chris, honesty is refreshing.
Why not?
I respect that more.
Chicken shit.
Yeah, well.
Oh, chicken shit.
And then let her little other 3 fucking minions get in on it too.
3 minions. I don't know what 3 minions. Is he talking about me? I'm not a public person. He's the one that's a public person. He has a higher level of scrutiny than I. And I think that his attorney hopefully has explained that to him. We won't know. We won't know, right? Outer Banks gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. If you received your 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships, please don't forget to tell Outer Banks thank you. And for those 5 beautiful people that received your membership, welcome to this family, this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket and your padded room and welcome aboard. It is a bumpy ride, as you guys can clearly see. Hopefully my cheap internet. Now, mind you, you can ask the real me too. I was pulling my hair out. I was cussing because I could not find my hotspot box, which means I left it back in Florida. And I can't stand being in here on crap internet when I've got 1,000 things needing to be downloaded. And the internet's going, doot, 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 doot. It sucks. It sucks. Let's keep going. Oh, Pam Hale, thank you. Gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. They're just flying off the shelves. Welcome to this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Welcome to our grab your straitjacket and your padded room. Welcome aboard. It is a bumpy ride, so keep all your arms and legs inside the tram as it's operating. Thank you. It keeps you from getting gnawed off by the Chris Proudfoots and the Katie Proudfoots and the Bauer socks. You know, they like to eat people up, right? They like to eat people up. So they attack you when you're sleeping. Sleep with one eye open. Yeah, oft. I got it from, what is it? Oh, brother, where art thou? Remember that? They ran oft. OFT.
Because if I'm right, didn't y'all all sign fucking NDAs?
They can't talk bad about Seth. They can't do it.
I don't know what in the world they're talking about. If somebody wants to talk bad about that man, we would talk bad about that man, but there's nothing to say bad about him. He is a grieving father that got off work one day and found his son was gone by the people that were supposed to take care of him. You know what? Every bad thing that has happened to that child, from him being AR'd, to him being missing, to God knows what went on inside that home, him being locked up and isolated from anybody and everybody. What? Cut it out. Cut it out. Thank you, Mike, for the super sticker. God bless you. Oh, good gracious. Good gracious. Gypsy just gifted 20 Bullhorn Betty memberships. If you received your 20 Bullhorn Betty memberships, good gracious. Thank you. That was very gracious of you. God bless you. Please don't forget to tell Gypsy thank you. And welcome to this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club. I hear the insane asylum. Grab your straitjacket and your padded room because we on a bumpy ride. We on a bumpy ride. We got a man that's losing his ever-loving you know what. This doesn't help him. This doesn't help anybody. You know what this does? This just solidifies our stance on why we are here and why we are fighting so hard for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I can tell my audience, honestly, that intimidation, most of us probably would have been on to another case. You know what keeps us here? Because we know something's here. We have never seen two people fight so much to shut people up. We absolutely know we are on the right track. Why? Because they are the proof. When have you ever seen a stepfather or a father of a missing child ever act this way? You want to talk about somebody that has a box of rocks for common sense? It'd be this Yahoo. It'll be this ding dong. That's who's got a box of rocks of common sense. It ain't the rest of us. Does he think that this intimidation that he's been doing for the last year, it hasn't stopped me? And even if I go to jail, it ain't stopping me. Because everybody's going to be in front of that courthouse. Everybody. Because they know what this man has done. And they know this man has lied. And law enforcement is on the wrong side of this. And if they want to hang their hat on this, then they deserve transparency, just like everybody else. And there is nobody better at transparency than Bullhorn Betty. Ever.
Legally, they cannot, if you think an NDA is worth anything, right? But legally, they can't talk bad about Seth. Even if they thought there was something off with him, they couldn't talk about it.
Let me ask you guys, put a 1 and 2 in the chat. Do you think if I was ever under an NDA, that would stop me from trashing somebody that deserves to be trashed? Put a 1 if you know that is not true. If I want to say something, I'm going to say whatever the hell I got to say. Put a 2 in the chat whether you think that I would just fall in line of all people. Oh, thank you, Gypsy. I'm here for you. That pig man does not scare me. Exactly. He thinks he can threaten anybody. He thinks if he threatens people bad enough and loud enough and he gets in their face and tries to scare them, that they're just going to put their tail between their legs and run. Most of us women here on this platform used to be abused by men. The reason why some of us are as strong as we are is because of that abuse from men. And there's a time and a place in every woman's life that we have an opportunity to say no more abuse and stick up for ourselves and now never allow somebody to ever talk to us, treat us, or put their hands on us like that again. I walk the walk. I talk the talk. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no gray area. I literally walk around with mace. You know? I don't need to ever allow somebody close enough to me to put their hands on me. I'm not required to act after somebody puts their hands on me. I'm allowed to act before the threat gets there. If I'm in fear for my personal safety, I'm allowed to act under the law. Period. And that goes for everybody else. Don't allow this man's hollow words, because the only thing he's got on his sign that he can wield around at any given time is a threat of an order of protection. And he's already used this strategy multiple times on other people. He did it to a guy at work. He did it to his ex-wife, trying to steal her kid. He's done it to me. I'm pretty sure the courts are pretty wise to what they're doing, whether they want to act on it or try to treat people differently, whether they're a taxpayer of the county or not. Well, I can tell you something. I am damn right a taxpayer, and so are each and every one of you, because if you don't think Sumner County has taken federal funds, you are full of manure and just garbage, because every single county and city has taken federal funds. That means they are beholden to all taxpayers. All taxpayers. I am a taxpayer in Sumner County. I am a taxpayer in Sumner County.
Actually, that's where everybody's wrong. If you have carnal knowledge
Thank
of
you, Chris, for speaking up.
nefarious
Let's find
criminal
Sebastian.
acts, you can say fucking NDA all the way to a lawyer's office where you can make a report, and then they can just eat a fat baby's dick.
Wow. Such graphic language. Fat babies. You know what? A fat babies, you know what? Doesn't he have a child missing? Doesn't he think he should probably leave, predatory language alone? I mean, hell, we can see him wearing boy shorts and his jeans. Do we have that photo? Yes, it looks like Chris is wearing women's underwear. Let me find it. I got it. You guys know I got it. I won't tell you where I got it from, but I can tell you I see women's underwear on his ass. That's what I can tell you. Where is it? That's coming. Give me a second. We're going to pull this up. It's coming in. Oh, good God. Oh, good God. Oh, good God. What have we done? Oh, dear Jesus. What have we done? Give me just a second. I don't think I can point it out, though. That's the only problem. I don't think I can point it out. But you guys will see it once Can I blow it up? Or do I have to put it on another one? I want this one. Let's remove this one. Let's put this up here. Let's take this down. I'll have to put it on another one. You can't see it, but right there, you can see the outline. It looks like women's.
What?
Let me do it a different way, y'all. Let me do it a different way. We're going to have to take a vote. Is he wearing women's underwear or not? I'm putting this up on the big screen. I'm sharing the damn thing. I surely am. I'm going to do it right now because you guys need to see his butt. He likes talking about everybody else's. Let's talk about his. Well, can we see that? Let's see if I can get it now. All right, let's try it out. Let's try it out. Let's do the entire screen. Now let's do the window. There we go. Can we see it? Can we see it now? Can we see it now? Add to stage. Okay, let's remove this one from stage. Let's add this one to stage. Can you guys see it? Can you guys see it? It's right here. Look closely. Look closely. You can see it right here. Usually men's underwear is down here in his legs. You can see the crease. You can see the crease right here and right here. They look like boy shorts. You know, the women's boy shorts? Well, let's see if I can get this a little bit bigger. Well, here we go. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Right there. You guys don't see that? That's his underwear line. That's his underwear line. Right there. Look at that. Tell me those don't look like some women's underwear now. Did he get into, I just want to know, did he get into Katie's underwear, Jordan? He grabbed the wrong undies? Yep, the cheekies. Yep, Alicia. You got it. There it is. Everybody told me that he was some type of way, y'all. And you remember the singer with the W? Remember that little tidbit that we heard? You guys see it? Diaper? Maybe that's why he was so jealous and made those are not no tidy whities. I ain't never seen no tidy whities go up the crack of a man's ass like that. Look at that. I think he, you know what I think it is? I think he mistakenly grabbed he must have gotten into his wife's drawers. You know, it happens all the time. You know how that stuff goes. It happens all the time. You know you guys have gotten in your wife's underwear drawer and accidentally grabbed the lacy cheekies by accident. Or the G-strings. Maybe you like to have dental floss up your ass. Maybe you needed a floss. You know, maybe that's what he was trying to do. He was just trying to floss some of the gunk in between, you know. I just want to know, does it go, or does it go, I'm sorry, I'm so inappropriate. Shame on me. Oh, good gracious.
The NDA don't mean shit.
I mean, I agree. I do.
Doesn't protect you from.
The only person, let's be honest, the only people that are committing crimes are the ones that keep threatening everybody with bodily harm and thinking that they're going to use lies and manipulation to shut them up. That's why we have higher courts in this country. It's exactly why we have higher courts in this country. The problem is people didn't think we were going to rise up and fight for and vindicate our name and to vindicate the show. That's what they thought. They thought that they were dealing with a timid person, but they don't know my history. They don't know my history.
Criminal activity, nefarious acts.
Oh my God.
I can tell you there is no criminal acts. There's no nefariousness going on. There's none of that. You know what's going on? Budgie. You know what's going on? People done with being threatened for checking into a case because we have a right to. That's what these dumb fucks don't understand. We have a right to go after any newsworthy case, whether they like it or not, whether Sumner County likes it or not, whether the state of Tennessee likes it or not, or whether the president of the United States likes it or not. It is our God-given right. We have rights in this country, y'all. We have First Amendment privileges, Second Amendment privilege to protect our First Amendment privileges, and so on and so forth. There is a reason why our Constitution was constructed the way it was by our founding fathers. God bless them. The real statesmen of the United States of America that cared about all of us.
Well, that's
the dam just broke. Sorry, Chris. Folded hands, medium skin tone, growing heart.
So, but then again, you've got an intelligence agency that doesn't have a license, who has a Chinese descendant.
I'm not racist at all. Chris isn't racist. He doesn't like hip hop, apparently doesn't like Chinese people in our country. Well, that's okay, because he is with all the racists, the homophobes, the real homophobes and racists. Because I guarantee you, they don't like anybody unless they're paying them. They'll be your friend. They don't care if you're Chinese. They don't care if you're an alien. They don't care where you come from as long as you're paying your way through to watch their channel. The real grift is going on, and it's called drama community.
If he is even a U.S. citizen, hell, he could be a national.
Oh, so it's because he's Chinese, he automatically assumes that he's not a citizen of the United States of America? That ain't racist AF.
Chinese or China, whatever the fuck he is. So how the fuck is he going to be?
I gotta say, this is worse than anything I have ever done on this platform. This right here. This is worse than anything I've ever said, done, even advocating for missing children out in the roads. I have never spoken this way, acted this way, or threatened anybody in this way. And this is like the 5th or 6th time this man has done it.
Be part of an intelligence agency. He's not. That ought to let everybody.
He's a part of an intelligence agency that I know that has reached out to Secret Service on multiple fronts. You know what we could say is, you know, maybe if Chris and Katie would just tell the truth, they wouldn't have to worry about threatening so many true crime creators on this platform. Just a thought.
Fucking in on something. You can't be a foreign national without being part of an agency, and at night ain't shit.
It's those cheeky underwear that he wears. That's how he was able to get away with it in Memphis. It was flaunting those cheekies.
I said it. Fuck off. Eat a dick.
I just want to say everything he said, but the opposite direction. Just saying, since I can't actually say it, I'll just say what he said. Just different angle. Just a different angle.
And Nick, I'm the one that called you a fucking parole officer, bitch.
Oh, so Nick's a bitch too. So you tried to get him thrown in jail? I wonder what he says about me behind my back. I bet you he too scared to say it live, huh? I bet you he too scared. Aw. Oh, those OPs went a little bit wrong for you, didn't they? I think he made a mistake doing with. I bet you he's got a lot to say about Bullhorn Betty. I bet he's had a lot to say. We already know how he feels about me. He probably said some. Well, we know he wants to run me over with a car. He said that at least 2 or 3 different times. And don't worry. Let's not forget the last live before this one. If you play with fire, you're gonna get burnt. That's not gonna age well for him. Watch, mark my words.
Not them, me.
He's not unhinged at all. Mm-mm.
What's up, Queen?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, Queen, come on in. We got to get you up here. We got to make sure you get your clicks and views and your money. Let's spread that grift around just a little bit more. You guys know I don't care about money. I'm just turning this around on them, just to show everybody on this platform, the hypocrites that live on this platform. Just saying.
Hey, what's up?
If anyone has the right to
Hi,
fight
lady.
back,
How are you?
it's Chris.
Good. How you doing, man?
Oh, I had enough. I had enough.
AJ going
Nothing
live
is
now.
up today.
She gonna snipe you.
And you know what the crazy thing is what Chris doesn't understand is these people are using him. Do you think any of this is helpful? And they antagonize it. They want him to do this. Even though they know it's self-destructive for him in his case, they want him to do this. Why? Because they're greedy. They want the clicks, the views, and the money this type of commentary gets them. They don't care if he hurts himself or goes to jail for something he does on their channel. They want the clicks and views and the money. They don't care about this man. They only care what this man's going to do for them. And he's too stupid to realize it. He really thinks he's got these people. These people are his friends. And they are going to convince him that he is. But we've known these people for a really long time. And we know how dirty they do families. We know this.
All these motherfuckers out here want to play. Let's play.
Oh, threatened again. This man is filled with nothing but threats. When have you ever heard me? Let's put a 1 in the chat and a 2 in chat. And I swear to God, if you MFers put a 2 in the chat, you better bring some damn receipts. When have you ever heard me threaten anybody like this? When? 1, never. 2, you better have receipts. When have you ever? The worst thing I have ever threatened anybody is me wind up on their front lawn. And of course, the public easement area, of course. Just saying. I follow the law. I know the law. I don't break the law. And I damn sure don't threaten people. Maybe JLR. Actually, I never threatened him either. The only thing I threatened JLR with is I was going to wear his home wrecker on my shirt that says home wrecker on it. That's the worst I ever threatened that. Oh, and I threatened to do a live on the side on public property out in front of his house. I sure did. Up and down the sidewalk. He's got sidewalks. Those are public property. Goes right by his house. So I was going to do that. That's the worst thing I've ever threatened anybody. Right? But I do show up. I show up and fight for these things. I don't break the law. I follow the Constitution, for the love of Christ. Everything that's written in there, I follow to the T, because this is my business and I don't want to lose my freedom, right? So I don't break the law. That's how I know that this is going to go wherever it's going to go, because I'll take it wherever it needs to go to get resolved. I don't trust Sumner County. I'm not going to sit here and say I do. I don't.
Everybody's got my fucking address.
Thank you,
Well,
Nick
they've been by
Ferris.
your house a million times, you know.
But they ain't got the balls to stop.
Oh, so now he wanted to stop. Maybe that's the reason why he put the PO on me. Maybe that's the reason why he put the PO on me, because I didn't stop. He wasn't that important in my world. And he got his feelings hurt because he wasn't that important in my world. That's it. He wanted us to actually think he was important, and I don't. I think he's an abusive man. And I'm not going to be around an abusive man. I know who he is. I know who he is by my own life experiences. I know when to stay away. I've never wanted anything from them. I heard their lies enough. I'm not going to have somebody lie to me. There's no point. Never wanted shit to do with them. Still don't want shit to do with them. And they're forcing me to have shit to do with them. So we will go down this road. I can tell you at the end of this, it's going to be a long, little windy road. But in the end of this, nobody's going to be happy.
No, that shit's crazy. And I don't think you should feel bad for popping. I mean, it's been over.
You shouldn't feel bad for breaking the law, threatening people's lives, telling them to eat a shotgun, telling them to watch their children. Maybe they need to take more care of their children in a very threatening tone. Brittany J., I'm telling you, you've got threats here against you. This man is unhinged, and I would take action. If nothing more, just get a paper trail. Call up there, let law enforcement hear it, let them log it into your system, and have them do protective drive-bys. That's what I would do. Make sure that these people ain't gonna mess with you or your family or your children.
Year. And you know what's funny to me? BJ sits there with that fucking victim mentality. How would you feel if you were just being...
What the fuck is Chris doing? What in the world is Chris doing right now? If not trying to play the victim in a mess that him and his wife created. Allegedly, in my opinion, and I'm allowed to have it.
Dogpiled all the time. Bitch, what the fuck do you think that Chris and Katie have gone through for over a fucking year?
They are going through exactly what they have done and created in their own world. And then they had the audacity to bring the true crime community into their situation and expect us not to do a damn thing except take their word for everything. Sorry, we have brain cells. We fact find. We trust nobody in true crime. Why? Because we've been burnt too many times trusting those people that did terrible things to their loved one. 90%, or is it 80%? 80% of child homicides are from one of their custodian or their parent. Or 80%. 80% is what the statistics is. 80 stinking percent. But somehow they defied the odds, right? All these CPS reports, but hey, the statistics aren't right for their story. They are a classic case. They are a stereotypical case that we deal with when a parent hurts their child. Their actions, their behaviors, but none have been this bold or this brazen to keep threatening people with their lives.
Dealing with
and then saying, oh, well, I just needed to blow off some steam. Normal people don't act that way, and damn sure don't act that way for hours and hours and hours on end. How long did my little fit last? It lasted less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes of telling them to go fuck themselves, and I'm going to be protesting out in front of their house, and it's the wild, wild west, right? And what did I say after all of that? Y'all know I don't roll that way. Y'all know I don't roll that way. And what did I do? After I said that, I went and got myself a damn good steak from Jonathan's. Damn good steak from Jonathan's. Sorry, I'm cussing a lot because I am so sick and tired of this asshat constantly threatening people while he's got a protective order on a 5'2" nothing that lives in Florida that doesn't want shit to do with him and hasn't talked to him, hasn't threatened him, and they are lying through their teeth about every blessed thing. And they've got Sumner County. If Sumner County is still believing the garbage that comes out of their mouth after all of this, then I've got something to say about Sumner County. Because you know what they're doing? They're condoning his behavior, and they're going to allow somebody to get hurt by Chris and Katie again before they do something about it. And that is unacceptable for me.
Loudmouth personally for a few, maybe months. I don't even know if it's been that long. A fucking year.
Oh, just a month. Oh, you mean complaining for them. You're right, because Chlamydia was actually against them when she first came out. She didn't believe a damn thing any of them said until they started paying her money to think differently. Trust me, that chick is no true crime woman. She's a fat cow with an opinion, and she thinks she's got a bank account, but she can't even afford a cleaner to come clean her damn toilet.
Bro,
Chris needed
shut
that,
up.
and so did they. Can I get another amen?
Nonstop by all of them.
Well, her level of intelligence.
These people are wanting to say, can I get an amen? They don't even go to church. Who are you saying amen to? Lucifer? The God you pray to? For flip's
I'll
sake.
tell you something. When she joins this bullshit deal in Pennsylvania, can't even talk to a fucking attorney. He won't even call her back.
Well, how does he know all that? Why is he all up in BJ's business? And how does he know that he hasn't talked to her? And doesn't he know that, pro bono doesn't mean you get a call back and you're the guy's going to answer the phone? He got other clients. Things sometimes take time. I call my attorneys all the time, paying them a boatload of money, and I don't get a call back, and I definitely don't get them picking up on the first ring. I'm just saying. And that's a paying client.
Like, what fucking person has an attorney you can't talk to, you can't get a phone call back from? You're fucking retarded. Yeah,
I wonder if he's talked to Sebastian that way. How many of you guys believe? How many times has it just seemed to roll right off his tongue? Retarded, didn't it? Artard. Did you guys hear that? That nasty, nasty language. How many times did he use that towards Sebastian? How many times has he behaved this way in front of Sebastian? I guarantee every time he got hot-headed because he has no self-control. None.
Said it. If it hurts your fucking feelings, so fucking be it.
Except if you hurt his feelings, you get an OP and are dragged from another state into this state when you broke no laws. Just remember that.
Truth. I'll add it, Truth.
Oh my God.
Get your own content, Selly Legs. Try some.
Yeah, maybe they need to get their own content instead of look at that, boy shorts. Look at that. Underwear. Those are no tidy whities, because tidy whities come around down here. Tidy whities come down here. These are like girl underwear. Come on now. You guys know the ass crack of a girl underwear. Tell me those are. If you guys believe those are women's underwear he's wearing, put a 1 in the chat. If you think they're men's underwear, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to gauge my audience. Like I said, I want to know if it goes or if it goes. I'm just curious. Not that it matters this day and age, but manly man and all. And look at my face next to it. I'm like, don't be getting jealous. Don't be getting jelly. I gotta say, I wear boy shorts better than he wears boy shorts. I wear boy shorts better than he wears boy shorts. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Just saying, not playing.
You guys have made a lot of shit, though. You guys get talked about daily. You get lied on daily. I mean, how much can one person take? You know.
Mad respect
now
to
they
Chris
got these
for
billboards
defending
up
his family
talking
heart.
shit.
Well, that's just their little try to do a smear campaign. Well, have your fucking smear campaign all you fucking want.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying.
No, I mean, I don't think anybody can fucking. If anything, people should really take a hard look and be able to commend you for maintaining for this fucking long without popping. So, yeah.
Well, I am actually gonna kind of pop on something.
I'm waiting. TikTok time's up. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to be calling TikTok Tony. Right? I can't believe he's going to use
right.
that kind of.
So yeah, I'm gonna break my grace.
Break
for once.
He gonna break his grace for what?
Anybody that fucks with.
I just
And if it hurts your fucking feelings, so fucking be it.
All right.
Bullshit campaign. A fucking attorney. He won't even call her back.
Okay, sorry, we were wrong.
Like, what fucking person has an attorney
I went to hit the pause button and it went all the way back to the end. So
you can't talk to, you can't get a phone call back from? You're fucking retarded. Yeah, I said it. And if it hurts your fucking feelings, so fucking be it.
Truth. I'll add it, Truth.
Oh my God.
Get your own content, Selly Legs. Try something new.
I would say the same thing to these yahoos that always steal everybody else's content and don't have none of their own. The difference is they always have to plaster our faces up there for clout. We don't want to plaster their face up because we don't want the dookie on our show, right? We have to listen to it enough. Here we go.
You guys have made a lot of shit, though. You guys get talked about daily. You get lied on daily. I mean, how much can one person take? You know.
Mad respect
now
to
they
Chris
got these
for
billboards
defending
up
his family
talking
heart.
shit.
Well, that's just their little try to do a smear campaign.
Smear campaign. Google it, y'all. Google it, y'all. Google it.
Well, have your fucking smear campaign all you fucking want.
What was the OP? Well, if not a smear campaign. Because it was littered with lies that didn't happen. Those will be proven and fleshed out in court, one way or another.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying.
No, I mean, I don't think anybody can fucking. If anything, people should really take a hard look and be able to commend you for maintaining for this fucking long without popping.
This is the delusional crap that they tell this man.
Well, I am actually gonna kind of pop on something.
Here we go. Pop on it. Pop away. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
All this, right? So yeah, I'm gonna break my grace for once.
Okay, for once.
He's sunk to a whole new fucking low with his billboard bullshit campaign.
Hey,
a whole low of just wanting answers? Is that what this Yahoo is talking about? It's a whole new low when two people run away from home consistently and constantly, refuse to answer, lawyered up, and were the last people to see this child alive. And now the father is sunk to a whole new low because of what a intelligent company has done around this country. The thing that these people and their cronies could not do in over a year is get billboards around the blessed country with Sebastian's name on it. And of course, this asshole has something to say about it. Not thank you. There's no thank you there. They should be thankful that they didn't put their faces next to Sebastian and said, have you seen these idiots? If you have, tell us what you saw.
1 second. I think. Can y'all hear us?
I can hear you.
No, I know, but I don't know if they can hear.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, they can hear. Okay, I don't know what the hell happened. I just saw people saying there wasn't no sound. So.
Well, like I said, I'm going to break my little grace thing for a little bit. So, no, I'm not going to.
I guess he meant for the day, right? Because we know he breaks his grace every single blessed day.
Bash the shit out of him, but I am going to put this out there.
Oh, I'm not going to bash the shit out of you. What was the last, how many minutes? 12, 13 minutes? Not bashing at all, telling people to S a D and wouldn't F with Seth's D with, 3 C's on it. Come on. Cut it out. It's funny. He seems to do pretty good in the stirring the pot, but yet he says, oh, everybody else is. When has anybody else acted like this? This is an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment to men all over the country. This is exactly what you don't do. You guys want a book on what not to do when you have a child missing? This is a red flag. Yet again, self-preservation, not speaking about the missing child, which should be the only concern for this man, and only speaking about himself and his wife. Mind you, never mentioning Sebastian. Does he even give a crap what Sebastian? Oh, that's right, because he most likely knows where Sebastian is and what happened to him.
For him to hear. For Seth R. Rogers and your little billboard and your little crew and all your fucking...
That man is an innocent man that woke up one day to his life turned upside down by the likes of this SOB that you're listening to on the Bullhorn Betty channel right now.
At night little minions and whatever the fuck y'all want to call it, TikTok Tony or Little Dick Tony or whatever the fuck y'all want to call it.
Right. Appropriate language. This literally embodies the entire behavioral and psychological profile we just read last night. Embodies it. Solidifies that AI is pretty stinking smart. I wonder what it's going to do with the transcript from this live. Chrissy Pissy Pissy Piss Pants. Maybe we should start calling him Chrissy. Chrissy Proudfoot did it again. Chrissy Proudfoot pussyfooted around. Funny, not funny though. This is a child. This is the stepfather of a child that's missing. This is a stepfather of a child that has 5 CPS reports, 6 if you include the one from his own daughter. This is not Chrissy Pussyfoot. Is that good? Should we go with Chrissy Pussyfoot? I think Chrissy Pussyfoot kind of rolls. Isn't Tony's wife in chat? If she is, hey, I hope you're doing well. I didn't see her. I don't know what her name is in chat, so I wouldn't know. I haven't seen her either. Sorry for swear words. He made me cuss today too. No, I have control over myself. I willingly cussed.
God, I don't give a shit. But I'm going to put this out there, Seth. And what you forgot was your parenting plan still a legal document. And in that parenting plan, it says you cannot talk negatively about the other parent.
I would assume that means in front of the child, that child that seems to have disappeared into thin air under their watch and from their household that has military trained parents, an MMA fighter for a mother, and just so happens to have a big old thumbprint sized bruise on his throat on Saturday, the 24th, when he was, a picture was taken of him at Costco's. Where did that bruise come from? Who was around him? Clearly it wasn't Chris. He said he hadn't been around Sebastian since February 2nd. If that had happened before February 2nd, that bruise wouldn't have been there. It would have been all healed up and gone. That was a recent bruise. It was turning yellow and brown, much different than the color of the shadow. Was that the first dry run? It's a legitimate question. How did he get the bruise around his neck?
And vice versa. But you seem to do it anyways. So keep it up. You're just building evidence for a court hearing.
Well, kind of like this Yahoo's doing all by himself. Got it. I don't think whatever his envisioning in his head is going to work out the way he thinks it's going to work out. Because everybody knows at this point, all you need to do is get it the hell out of Sumner County. Once it's out of Sumner County, they have no pull whatsoever. Because I can tell you an appellate judge is not going to care about a general sessions judge. They look at the law. They follow the law. That's why they're in an appellate position. Because they didn't allow or succumb to pressures from their community and taxpayers.
Take the fucking billboards down and stop the bullshit.
If the billboards come down, Bullhorn Betty is putting them right back up. Period. If the billboards come down, Bullhorn Betty is putting them right back up.
I agree with that.
We got.
And I know your parenting plan because I wrote the motherfucker myself.
Some more controlling behavior. He controls the father and the mother of this missing boy. He has that much control. Would it surprise you if he told Katie it's him or me and the child just so happens to disappear? Just saying.
So yeah, the internet can break the fuck today because I'm over it.
We got.
Yeah, I bet you are. The pressure has finally reached a boiling point. It's called public pressure. It's the one thing that the true crime community does very, very, very well. We do not allow people, I don't care about law enforcement, they may allow people to walk, and they may allow people to walk freely for years. We're not that kind. We bring it up. We use our constitutional rights, and we bring it out here. We are not mainstream media, thank God. Spike Mountain, dude, don't get me. I'm not putting billboards up yet, but God bless you. God bless you. Well, I'll let you know if we do. I'll let you know if we do. But don't be sending me billboard money because it ain't going on billboards. It's going on legal expenses at this point. But I've got to say, I think he said a lot. I can promise you that after today wears off, he's going to realize how incredibly stupid he was. And those people he calls friends are not his friends. They are the biggest grifters on these streets because they're drama and hate. They have no foot in true crime unless it's to shame a true crime content creator. That's the only extent that these animals have in the true crime genre or reach. He is not hanging out with true crime content creators. He's hanging out with felon hate channels that sit there and protect bad people and have a history of protecting the criminals at all cost. Those are the people that Chris and Katie are surrounding themselves with. They're not surrounding themselves with true crime content creators. That trash is not true crime. And if he thinks that that trash is true crime, he's got a wake-up call. But you know what? He's not going to wake up until he's in orange or in those little silver shiny bracelets, and then he'll realize, oh my gosh, these people really weren't my friends. No. Because you know me? If this was Seth and he wanted to go off on somebody, me as his friend, would not allow him my platform to act like this. Right? Why? Because I actually care for Seth. I actually care that he's a victim and he's going through the worst time, and I know that this is not what he needs to be doing. So as a friend, not as a content creator, but as a friend, I would not allow him my platform to act like this. Ever. I don't care if he begged and just wanted to rip into him. He wouldn't be doing it on my platform. And I would caution him highly about doing it at all. Because why? I care about him. I care that he's going to be getting his son back at some point. I beg and I hope. I don't know how he's going to be coming back to him. But when you have parents acting like this, I can't think of anything good that's going to come out of this story. I think after this, it's written on the wall what happened to Sebastian. Nobody acts like this. Nobody acts like this unless they're backed into a wall. Why is he backed into a wall? Because him and Katie put themselves there. I have to go watch the beginning on replay. Him being pissed is his own fault. He chooses to watch all you content creators. And what did Brittany say that pissed him off? So I think he's just using her because she's a young girl. He can intimidate her. And I think because of Terry Lynn and her bullshit, which Terry Lynn, I'm sorry, but that was wrong. Talking about this lady's business to Chris and everybody's business to Chris was just wrong. I'm going to say that on my platform, but other than that, I'm leaving that conversation alone. But he thinks that if he pressures Brittany enough, she's going to come running to him like all these other content creators that can't handle the heat. Women that I associate myself with have to have a backbone. Okay. So even though I'm sure this is very hurtful for Brittany J., I know she has a backbone and I know she's not going to succumb to this man's threats, especially threatening her children and everything else. He feels like if he does this and rattles her tree, that she's just going to crumble and just going to go over there and tell him all this untrue stuff that he wants to hear, probably much like Terry Lynn did. I don't know what Terry Lynn told him. All I can tell you is he snatched her phone out of her hands. I can only tell you what I observed from the 5th floor. I don't know what was being said. I don't know anything. I just know that this is the hot-headed Chris we saw out there. So we're seeing a lot more unhinged, hot-headed Chris. And I pray to God, we're already seeing Terry Lynn laying in the bed with these people. She's I tried to warn her a long time ago that you get with these people, they are going to chew you up and spit you out. She should have just been loyal to the cause. She should have been loyal to Sebastian. I'm sorry, she just should have. I think she might be in too deep. I don't know. I really don't. But I know that no woman should be talked to like Terry Lynn was. I can promise you that nobody should be talked to like Chris is talking to Brittany J. We are women. We are in true crime, and we know violent men. This man is violent. No respectable man that has a good country mother would ever speak to a woman this way. No respectable country man would talk to a woman this way. Nobody. Not even when they're pissed off. This man, we know, has a history of violence. Thank you, Andrea. God bless you. Did I say thank you? Let's just go through some of the other ones I missed. Oh my goodness. I think I got you. Gypsy, God bless you. I miss Cynthia. Thank you, Cindy, for the super sticker. Again, Gypsy, I'm here for you. That pig of a man does not scare me either. And I think he's so used to threatening people and them thinking that he's big. Like, I don't care. I had bigger dudes than him screaming at my face, picking me up by my neck and slinging me halfway across the room. He does not scare me. He just does not scare me. And I hope he doesn't scare any of you, because most of the people that have to act like that are bitches. They're little whiny bitches that think that they can just puff and everything like that. And when it comes down to brass tacks, they're the ones that are pussies. That's why I don't talk shit, right? When shit needs to be handled, it'll be handled. But acting like this doesn't make him look good. You know what it makes him look like? It makes him look like everything we believe about him. That's all it does. That's all it does. I don't even live there, and I've had enough of Chris. Amen to that. Lisa B. always whispering wins. Sorry for swear words. LOL. I know. Hey, I've cussed a lot more in this live than I ever, but I can't stand a MFer trying to intimidate a woman. I'm sorry. We do not comply with that kind of conduct. We stand here, strong women, and say no more. We will not be intimidated. We will not be threatened. I don't care if I've got to go to jail to protect myself. Damn it, that's where I will be. We are strong, independent women that don't take any shit from any likes of abusive men. And when people try to intimidate us, we stand up stronger with our head held high, eyeball to eyeball. That's the only type of message these cocksuckers understand. In my opinion, the billboards are working. Cuss bucket. Yeah, we are. We are all cussing, aren't we? I bet you even Sonia, she praying right now because she had some immoral thoughts. We love you, Sonia. You keep us right with the Lord. You keep us right with the Lord. We know that. Even Turkey Man might be having some earphones over his ear saying, "Oh, Jesus, Lord, help Miss Betty. Help Miss Betty." I get it. I get it. I have to go watch. Yes, you're going to have to go watch it. It is what it is on my end. It is what it is on my end, and our beautiful Andrea. It's nice to see you, love bug. So we're going to be, large and in charge tomorrow. We've got to go into court. I really don't care what happens. I don't trust the people here. I'm not going to sit here and say I do. I try to play nice and fair, and I don't trust this place. I'm not going to say I do. I think it stinks to high heaven, every bit of it. Every blessed bit of it. And I think all of my cases need to be removed from Sumner County and moved on up the food chain. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I hope they dismiss the charges. But, I have no faith in the current system. So, I can't take money with me. That's the way I look at it. I can't take money with me, but I damn sure am going to make sure that my reputation is withheld, and upheld by any amount of money whatsoever. Because you know what? I'm out for vindication. I want the appellate court to hear this matter. I want the appellate court to tell everybody I have a right to do the job that I do. And I want people to realize they violated my rights, not the other way around. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to take anything less. And if that requires me to go sit in a jail, by God, my ass is sitting in a freaking jail. Lord help them when I get out. That's all I got to say, lawfully and legally. Lord help them when I get out. So I don't let people intimidate me, and I don't let people violate my rights. That is a non-starter for me. And if you don't think my ass will sit in a jail, you've got me fucked up, because there's nothing more than I've got than to sit here and tell my people that the law is the law and we have a constitution and we need to uphold that constitution, and then allow somebody to intimidate me out of my lawful rights in this country. That is a non-starter for this chica right here. Believe that. Believe that. So this is what I'm going to ask everybody, is I'm going to ask you guys to pray. Pray very hard tomorrow. because we are in the lion's den. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about where we stand in this county. We are outsiders that pay their money, right? They take our federal tax dollars. They don't mind us being here when they need their handout. I can tell you that's something I can say something about. That's in my arena right there. And I'm going to be working damn hard. Damn hard. If I get railroaded in this county, I'm going to be working damn hard to railroad federal funding for this county. I guarantee that. There is something I can do, and I will do it. I will do it. I hope that they uphold the law. I hope they realize that they are on the wrong side of this. And I pray to God that I have vindication tomorrow. I don't believe it'll ever happen. I don't trust a damn person in this county, and I'm not going to say I do. So God bless each and every one of you. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. You know, we'll figure it all out tomorrow. But Betty's going to be there. And Betty's going to be scrapping like hell. Because I deserve my freedom. I deserve my due process. And I deserve my rights as an American citizen to be upheld inside this United States, including but not limited to Sumner County, Tennessee. God bless.